Welcome to Breakthrough, the podcast looking to help change the music industry and support the grassroots, one episode at a time. Really cool to have our next guest on the podcast today off the back of her debut UK tour, and so much success before that, and finding her sound though even today in 2026. How much does a million stream song mean? It's a great achievement, but what goes with that mentally and sort of feeling like you got to follow up with. Also championing neurodiversity in her music as well. Gabriela Eva is on the podcast with us today, talking about this really exciting chapter for her at this time, with very loose, jazz-inspired, psychedelic, funky music and sounds that just are incredibly Moorish and getting more and more fans all of the time. But the process is a fascinating one in the studio, the visuals that go all around it, and her as an artist, and we get into it deeply into this conversation that's coming up right now. Gabriela Eva, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm good, very full of fish and chips.
Good. It's good that we've stocked up here in Southend down at Chinnery's where we're doing this. We're calling home, and we're here back for another episode to find out another journey of an artist like yourself, and everyone's is unique. For you, we always start with the point of what we feel like an artist's breakthrough was, or the big moment for you. What was that for you?
Ooh, so many things come to mind. There's I think it's really important to remember all your small achievements and to congratulate yourself for them. But even things such as like exploring a new guitar tuning and then completely owning that and writing a great song in that and then moving on to the next one, feel like breakthroughs to me, as much as like getting my first vinyl printed, or like when I first got my CDs printed, or when I released my first song. I think breakthroughs come in so many different shapes and forms and should all be like appreciated and loved.
It's because quite a buzzword in the music industry of like, oh, this artist has had their breakthrough, their big moment. Like, what's your attitude towards that? I'm always intrigued to how people view that, whether there's like a certain moment they've got on their mood board that's like, okay, that's it. Does that cross your mind, or are you a bit more like relaxed and
Royal Albert Hall's on my mood board.
Oh, okay. Right, we can,
And also a house in Bali.
Okay, right.
Aiming high. Made out of bamboo, obviously. I love and admire watching other bands and artists' journeys and seeing them reach places that I haven't yet.
Right.
I find it really inspiring, really exciting. It's fundamentally what keeps me going, because someone else, if it's been done before, you could definitely get there. It's just, there's no blueprint of getting there, and there's so many different ways of making it happen. It's just like adjusting to the times, finding out what works for you and who's right for you, and just to keep chipping away. Yeah, I think some things happen quicker for some people, and other things it's more of like a slow, gradual build. Okay. So I'm that one.
Oh, you're that, yeah. We're enjoying and savouring the moments, but we're like, come on, let's go. So when you were growing up and developing maybe a perception of what you felt maybe was like what you wanted to do, and maybe you wanted to do something performative, wanted to do music, how did that journey feel like it was going to go to you? And how close has it been to that? How much have they matched up with what you expected? Ooh.
I think my journey is quite...
big sigh, sorry.
Yeah, big sigh. Mainly fish and chip sigh. I think... my expression has always been within the arts. It hasn't just been within music. It was in theatre, in drama, in dance, in fine art, in making clothes, in hair design, and music, and film and music videos, and there's many creative facets. And when I was younger, my mum had said, Gabby, if you want to be good at something, you just need to focus on one thing.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. So I put my hula hoops down, just stopped doing circus, and lent into music. And I decided to do music because I could still do lots of other things with the music still. And I think like a great trait of being a divergent and neurodivergent person is you can wear many hats and juggle a lot of things at once. So being an artist is works quite well for a neurodiverse person. But yeah, growing up and seeing artists do their thing, I was looking at it. I was looking at them in their final form of their achievements.
Yeah.
So when I was watching Leanne Havis on Jules Holland or something, admiring her with my family, I'd be like, how did she get there? How did she do that? Like, what's the blueprint of getting there? And my mum would say, she's got a whole team behind her. There's a label and management and la la la. And I still didn't understand that because there's not much like behind the scenes talk of all of that, especially when I was younger.
Yeah. And especially maybe in the time that we were living in at that point. Now we have social media and things are a lot more transparent, I would think.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was harder.
Yeah, it was harder to understand, and I think harder to understand how to pave the way yourself. Pave the way, pave the wave, and find a way to get there. But I think the tools that we have now makes it easier, but also harder in a lot of ways because there are more tools to learn. But I think to keep learning and developing is a big part of being an artist, and you just got to keep going, haven't you, in all these areas. Yeah.
So coming to where we are now, it's a really exciting time for you. You hit 2026, you put a new song out called Lonely Bones recently, but there's been, I know, obviously many milestones along the way, and you've been on a UK tour.
Oh yeah.
Which has been like your first proper UK tour across the country.
Debut,
all of these moments coming together, has that felt like they've all fallen into place at once, or was this always the plan?
Interesting. Falling into place is an interesting way to put it. Extremely structured and navigated, definitely. I think, 100%. It's been a dream of mine since I was probably 15, I think, to tour. I always, like when I was a kid, I always wanted to be in bands. I always wanted that garage band.
Okay.
Like when after school everyone just comes back home and just practices in your mum's or your dad's garage, and you keep playing until you're able to make a living out of it. But being an artist, I've had to go out and find the band and bring people in for short moments of time. Cannot find my train of thought. No. What was the question?
Going out on tour.
Going out on tour, yeah. It was a dream of mine, and I always really, really wanted to achieve that. So coming home from that and, taking a moment was like, oh yes. I've done something I really wanted to do. And while we were there, halfway through, I was just like, I could keep going for a few more months.
Just being on the road?
100%. Like I was not ready to come home at all. So hungry.
And so then, obviously there's been quite a few moments to also get to this point of touring. And you talked about sort of growing up and being in all of you loved the arts like across everything, and you still probably have an appreciation for them, but you felt that music was the way to do it. So then when you've come to developing the sound that you've developed now, which is very sort of relaxed in terms of not strict on rules musically.
100%.
It's very loose. It's very, inspired by jazz, but soulful. How has that sort of formed to what it's become in 2026? Because you've been releasing since about 2018, 2019?
2017,
that kind of time?
Yeah.
So what's that few years of discovery been like musically?
Since I started releasing? I think with my first EP, I was really trying to prove something. People in Colchester were kind of scared to work with me.
Oh, right, okay.
Because my
What did you
music...
say to them?
Nothing. Some of them were my friends, actually. My music was just quite challenging and changed time signatures, and a lot of people just wanted easy things
4/4.
To work with.
Yeah.
So I found a crazy producer in London and started developing and understanding what those relationships are like on a level that's like out of my comfort zone, out of my hometown. I moved to London, and that process, I was listening to Hiatus Kaiyote a lot, and after shows everyone would say, "Oh my God, who you sound like? You sound like Hiatus Kaiyote, like Napalm," and I was like blown. I was like, "This is so
That's
cool!"
pretty
like
cool.
she's my favorite artist, definitely still one of my favorite artists, and but it was happening so much, Peachy. I had to stop listening to Hiatus. I stopped listening to Hiatus Kaiyote for a year.
Right, wow.
Because I was just like, I need to find what my thing is. But I do think mimicking and puppeting what people have done that you admire is like a really important way of finding your voice. So I don't think there should be shame around that. But I think as artists, we can feel that sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've always been really anti-copying or anti... Like, even the word gives me the heebie-jeebies. And I think also, like, when I was younger, my mum really taught me to, like, be the black sheep.
Yep.
And, like, go against the grain and do the different things. So I think that's, like, subconsciously really in my body. So after that first release, I actually took that release down off Spotify.
Oh, right.
It did do quite well. Like Giles Peterson picked it up and Radio 6 gave it like a lot of plays for Sailing Over the City. But I felt a bit embarrassed by it.
Right.
Like,
that's intriguing. Like, you didn't feel like it represented you, or?
I think like I was just watching people my age when I first released things and seeing what people are doing, and I was like, wow. Everyone's like, there's so many great, incredible players out there, and I was just like, damn, what the hell was I doing? But I'm still grateful that I went through that time and had the chance to develop the way I did, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I have said this before, that I might bring it back.
Right. Oh, okay.
But right now I don't feel comfortable.
So it is still sitting there in STEM form, and
it was released through AWOL, their distribution, so it's still there. I just need to go into the distribution and just press like on
submit.
Yeah.
And like, would you give it a remaster as like a special event? Okay. No. Just trying, just the marketing around here, but it's there already. It's there, and then you'd be comfortable to bring it back. But that's even that in itself is really interesting, because like maybe you felt like a certain way at the time about that song, but it sounds like now you're more comfortable with those earlier parts.
Yeah. I think as an artist, it's really important to respect yourself for what you were doing in your past lives. Of this life, in your past practice and your past releases, because we were always doing the best we could at that time, and we were developing. And I do really enjoy looking at people's discographies.
Yeah.
So, I think I will bring it back at some point when I feel the time's right. Yeah.
And for artists to have a million stream song, I reckon in this age of streaming and stuff, I feel like maybe is a little bit of a milestone people would like to reach and tick. And so for some others, maybe they're not thinking about it too much, but Feng Shui was that for you. Yeah. And at the time that equally had a lot of love, and rightly so. It's a great record, and like, probably, as you probably think, it represents you really well, maybe at the time of what life was like then. But for that whole thing of getting 1 million streams, how bothered are you by that milestone, or were you expecting that to happen?
It's a complex feeling.
Right.
I wasn't expecting that at all. Hugely humbled and grateful for it, and probably low-key always chasing that now, because I've had that.
What, to try and replicate it?
Yeah, because there's a part of me that's like, because I've done it once, I can do it again. The unhealthy chaser inside of me. So yeah, I think aiming high is always really important. But I still don't know how that happened, other than it just definitely getting picked up by the Spotify algorithm. But yeah, I mean, I haven't tried the thing of releasing really consistently for a certain amount of time for you to work in with the algorithm, because apparently that's
right.
The way it works is just to stay consistent, and you get brownie points for that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like using Submit Hub, there's a new place for streaming which I found the other day called Magic Nothing as well.
Right.
A little bit more expensive, that one, but yeah, there's a lot of people that you can pay now as well for like playlisting. But it depends. You know, if you've got a big budget and you're feeling like it, then sure, you know, you can do that. But DIY stuff is still just as good. It's just, you know, might take a little bit longer and take a bit more effort. That's all. Is
there a particular, maybe at the time, what life was like at the time of Feng Shui that you put down to that came out of me in the studio, that became the song it did because of what was happening? Or did it feel just like you went into the studio and it was the next song that you were making?
I remember I didn't write it in the studio. I wrote it on the Jurassic coast of the UK. I was with an old friend and we were filming one of the best climbers in the UK, I think. And
right.
And I was just helping him out on set.
As you do.
And then in between us shooting this guy, we were shooting some stuff for me, just like on the beach, and you know, just to make some ads and things like that. But yeah, I think when I wrote, actually, you know what? When I wrote that song, I started with the title, and I haven't done that much.
And normally it's the other way round. You have the song and then you title it.
Yeah, definitely. I just loved the word Feng Shui. I thought it was a really beautiful word, and the more I learned about it, the more I felt really connected to it. So yeah, it was a bit of like a uni brief.
Right. Yeah.
You know, giving yourself the title and then working around that. So I don't know if that's, but it's probably definitely not the answer to getting 1 million streams.
No. Just go back to university, and it'll all come good.
So funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Feng Shui has shown me that things are possible without a label, without management, and without a big ass team.
Yeah.
But
the big ass team is nice to have
when
you get back there, right? Or
yeah,
do you want to be there?
I mean, I can't say yes yet because I haven't fully experienced that in the entirety that I'd like to. I've had management before, like a few managers, and I think knowing when the big titles that you've been chasing for a long time aren't right for you is also great decisions to make. It can be hard to make those decisions at the time because you're like, I've got great managers and they might, you know, they're probably working with some bigger names,
right? Yeah,
and you know, got lots of promising things coming in and yada yada yada, which is kind of what I had for a while, and it took a lot of courage for me to say that, like, this isn't for me. This isn't right for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when shiny things are around you, it's hard to say no.
And they're tempting.
Yeah.
And yes, lots of artists that will listen to this, and we discussed it with other episodes and other artists along the way so far on the podcast, where it is that, like, the chasing of either, I want to get to the US and write, or I'm going to get this record deal, or I'm going to support these people. So have you always felt like you've been confidently in your own lane, and whatever comes along with that will be?
I think confidence is something in humans that fluctuates. And it will forever be like that, you know. Like I think Jacob Collier said recently when he won a bunch of awards, he was just like, just to remind you, none of us know what the fuck's going on up here.
It's so true.
You know, and it's just like, oh, thanks, mate. It's like it's nice to be reminded of things like that because like I think the music industry as a thing is like this grey smog that's kind of like happening, and it's just like, am I a part of that over there? Like it's very like ominous. And then, you know, if you are actually releasing music, if you're, you know, gigging, like we are a part of this strange beast. And I think it's hard to believe and know that sometimes, because it sounds like this thing that just kind of like clicks when you know that you're in it or a part of it or whatever. But I think it is all just a belief thing. I think a lot of it just is.
Within you, Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. So coming on to tour then recently, which you mentioned just previously, having the belief that was going to happen and come together, you put out on your Instagram very bravely that I don't have a band at the moment, and you're about to go on your first ever tour. Please, can you help me out?
Yes.
What's your philosophy behind that? Like having the confidence to just go, it will come together, it will happen.
Yes. Well, I'm doing this with my sister now. She's like fully integrated and involved, and I've never felt more powerful ever, like approaching this. And also I'm definitely tapping into the nonsensical side of myself with this now.
Okay.
I'm not being like, obviously, don't get me wrong, I'm a serious person. I like to get shit done, but also like it's really important to be playful and enjoy the journey. And I think in recent years I had forgotten about that side of things. Right. So yes, we booked a fucking tour without a band, and I was just like, right, okay. Looked at Jessica, I was like, need to get a band then. She was like, yep. So we went out for a little search party, had a few auditions. My original plan was to get a girl band together.
Oh, okay.
Seemingly very difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Which actually kind of, well, it does surprise me a little bit, but also that screams to like how we need to still advocate for more women in music, whatever part of music that is. Yeah,
definitely. Women and trans and everyone in between, like for sure. I heard some interesting, not backlash, but just some interesting things around that while I was going through the process, where some people had said that apparently women are charging more money.
Oh.
Because they know their worth, and I was just like,
right.
God, I really don't like that statement. I don't know how I feel about that. I just kind of let that go of my head, but I'm sure the day will come when the band expands to more players. Like we had a 6-piece at my EP launch, and I had 2 female backing singers who were also playing percussion and violin, and then a bass player, drummer, and keys, and then me. Right. Which was massive. Yeah. Like a 6-piece, like the biggest.
Nice sound to work with.
Very nice sound, actually. Like, fucking nice sound, 100%. But yeah, so touring was just with a 3-piece, but I wanted to find people that were like me, that could play and sing, and just had a thing about them around that, you know, like that excited them, they enjoyed that kind of space, and I managed to find those people, which was remarkable, actually. It was really cool. And I think like the lesson that I learned through all of that, because there were some people that I'd been connected to recently who knew my music, and I had been working with them for a while, but things didn't feel right anymore, and it can be hard to trust the process, let go of the familiarity, lean into that uncertainty, and just know that there are millions of fucking players out there.
Good players as well.
Very good players. and if you don't try, how are you going to know? So just went in full steam ahead and found some lovely people.
And it happened. How quickly did that come together? Was it like 2-3 week turnaround?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's nuts when you think about it, isn't it?
It is nuts. Yeah, definitely. But it's like, it was strange actually. Like the way we played in the room, I just knew exactly who they were.
Yeah.
Like when we played, it was incredible. I think we played Lonely Bones like for the first time as a trio, and they just fucking nailed it. And I was just like, this is insane. I was like, I've never experienced this in my life. This is so cool.
How rare is that to find a group of people that you've probably gone through that kind of process many a time and trying to find, as you put it, your people that click with you. How rare is it for them to then come across a song and get to grips with a song like Lonely Bones and then just do it first time? Like they've never performed it before. That's insane to me.
It is insane, isn't it? And I think like this style of working still baffles me because I'm not a session musician, I'm a writer. Like I think there's a big difference. Yeah. Like I haven't trained as a session musician. Like I would definitely be up for like doing vocals and writing with people if anyone's ever up for it. But yeah, like I was just so blown away. Like I'm still speechless. Like just the experience was so cool.
But you just got to go with the flow and take those moments, haven't
Definitely.
you?
I think I was playing and was just like losing my shit. I was like looking around at my sister, just like, fucking
this
hell,
has happened.
This is mental. So cool.
And I know in your music you talk a lot about, champion neurodiversity, and you've mentioned it earlier in this episode, and you're very open with that online as well, and talking about that, having awareness about it. Does that translate to the whole Gabriela Eva world? So when you've got people touring with you and and the people that you're working with in the studio?
Yeah. 100%. Like everyone I work with in the studio is either on the spectrum or neurodivergent.
Right, yeah.
Completely. Like my most recent producer is also dyslexic, and it's like we just finish each other's sentences. Like we don't even need to talk. We just look at each other. We just know. Or if I go to say something, he's like, "I'm already on it." It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's quite worrying, isn't it? That's very dangerous. Kind of creepy.
It's very cosmic.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I've found like my brothers and sisters I've been looking for so long, which is really cool. Yeah.
So, charting forward in this this latest chapter, cosmically charting forward. I love that word. How do you feel in yourself as an artist now, where you're at? Because I think I've sort of picked up on you've wanted to just let it breathe and not be caught up in I've got to keep putting a song out every month, or like I've got to be showing up on social media. Where do you feel like you're at with all of that?
Well, I think it's really important to go at a pace that's right for you, considering the chaos that we live in. And especially having, part-time work and lots of work on the side of being an artist, balancing that can be quite draining if you don't give yourself downtime.
Yeah.
And I've definitely, been exhausting myself, I think, for a lot of years, but I still have to practice the balancing act. It's not so much that I want to slow down of releasing. If anything, I want to be releasing more, and I have the time and the energy and the space to do that. I just wish I didn't have to have a part-time job and I could just do it,
Preach.
And yeah, I mean, like, Peachy, like with what you're doing at the moment, like, how are you making this?
Oh, she's flipping the script here, people. Oh my God. Didn't expect that.
Like, how are you making this work for yourself?
Well, you just you do the bit of, you do the work on the side, you use your other skills of what's going on, and then I feel like it's probably very similar for musicians, where you've got this passion, you've got the ability also to do these other things, and then you sort of build up enough steam, like making the ends meet, and then you go head first. And I feel like it always comes back to the passions of, like doing what you really want to do, what you feel like is like in there, you know,
Yes.
without getting too deep and mushy
No,
about
get
it.
mushy.
But like, you know, wanting to be part of this incredible world that we get to do, like to talk about music, to make music, to like share what really matters to us, rather than
100%.
just like the 9 to 5 of, you know, admin or whatever it might be, and feel like you're having an impact. So does that, to flip it back on you now, can't believe you did that. That was good. Do you feel like that's also where it's at for you at the core?
Yeah.
For music, yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. 100%. I've lost friendships because people think I'm mental.
Right.
They're just like, live in the real world, like you're a fucking fairy, you know, get your head out the clouds, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, you know, it takes a while to find your people. Like I've said that quite a lot, and I think that's like something I've just been finding this year. And no matter how, like, I'm going to be 35 this year, so it can be a long time.
Woo. Let's go.
You know, to find the right people that are for me in the studio and in band practice and on stage. You know, I think it's really important to feel seen and heard in all spaces of life. Like when I write music, I write lyrically in a way where I want people to feel seen and heard. It's not going to obviously resonate resonate with everyone, but that's like my main like ambition, like when I write poetically about things. But let's just break that down, because it's not like visually being seen and actually like audibly hearing. It's just about being understood. And I think feeling understood is like another form of love. And that for me is a great place to act from, because, you know, we live in a mental time, and we're so lucky to be where we are. And I don't know if it's luck, I don't know if it's chance, I don't know what it is, but you know, there are a lot of war. There's a lot of war and a lot of famine going on in the world, and I feel so powerless about that stuff. You know, like things that are within my power, I'm able to write music and raise awareness and things. But you know, I want to be scooping money over there, and you know, like being able to make, you know, big change in the world one day. That's like that's a big dream as well.
But I'm sure with the people that are hearing your music, that is coming true a little bit, and maybe not to the degrees of what obviously you're talking about. You don't want to overstate it, but you never know. Could be people listening in that's obviously the world we live in now. Your music could go in any place, any country.
It's true.
Anything like that. So that's very powerful in itself.
It's true.
I think.
Yeah.
But you know, and but with all of that at its core, and having that kind of like mission within inside of you, I guess. You've got to go on that journey to discover that, and a big part of those things is in venues like we are now, like in a place like Chinnery's, in a grassroots venue. We're very passionate about it on the podcast, of course. Can you remember like the grassroots venues and the spaces that have helped you become who you are, to find yourself as the artist?
The Bull in Colchester.
Oh yeah.
Played there quite a lot. The Fat Cat in Colchester. The Cambridge Arms in Colchester. That's going way back.
Because it's the Cambridge Arms.
Oh, what did I say?
It's the Cambridge Arms in Colchester. That just threw me off a little bit.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. So you don't know it?
No, I can't remember.
It's now a noodle place. It's a really good noodle bar now. I recommend it. But yeah, it was a crazy bar. Also, Twisters.
Right, yeah.
But the Cambridge Arms, we always used to drink underage in there. I think when I was about 15 and did my first gig.
You shouldn't probably say that on the podcast, but I mean, it's past now, so
okay,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's changed hands. It's all good. And obviously the Twist in Colchester, that was like a big grassroots venue. But on tour, every venue we played in was a grassroots venue, and without grassroots venues, that like so many artists wouldn't be able to try out their new music or discover themselves or support each other, and we need these places to find solace. Like these, like it's church for some people. You know, it's where people go to find friends or find community or listen to something that could change their life, or maybe they've gone and heard something they really don't like, and now they know that they're never going to listen to it again. You know, like it's all feedback that we need.
Yeah. And so, like, just to push home how important these places are, do you have other artists that you might be friends with in the scene that you talk to, and that it's difficult for them to keep their career going, but these places on Colchester High Street or anywhere in East Anglia or across the UK is giving them that chance? Is that that what are you hearing, that is still happening with artists, or is it becoming more difficult?
Well, you know Dowdy. Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and we had a writing session a while ago. That I want to use that track from my album, but we need to talk about that. Okay. But yeah, his music, like what he plays, right? It's so ASMR. How do you say
ASMR.
ASMR. Yeah. It's really like
talking like this.
Introvert, really quiet. Everything's on acoustic guitar, and it's really intimate. Like, we need intimate venues for intimate music. Like whatever the venue is, it demands whatever the music could be.
Yeah.
So if I, for example, ever get the show that I really want at the Bloody Arts Centre in Colchester, you know, I'll probably, you know, it could definitely cater to my 6-piece band there, like really, really easily. But yeah, there's no doubt that we need these venues, but I know that they are dropping like flies, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's we've talked about this point a lot, but I'm always intrigued to see how other people look at it. Some of our guests have said that it's just a sign of the times, like things do change and move. Others are a bit more explicit and target certain things, and other parts of the industry, there's many different ways you can look at it, isn't it? And I guess it's based on experience a little bit. So from your experience, you've just, as you said, done a tour with all these grassroots venues across the UK. Is it better than it's ever been?
I don't know.
From what you feel, is it like, it doesn't feel like that, you know, what you see on the news or what's talked about, that yes, it's difficult for these venues, but they're still in incredible places. They're still out there making a difference. Yeah,
definitely. I think a lot of the reason why they're being lost is around education as well. I think a lot of stuff starts in school, and, like, you know, funding has been cut towards the arts, for music and art and drama, and that's the way I survived in school.
Right.
You know, it's the way I survive now. If I had that oxygen cut from me, like, you know, I don't know if I'd be here anymore. I don't know if I would. Right. I don't know if I'd be able to survive. Like, truly, having the arts in school was the way I learned how to express myself. I learned how to communicate with my body, to understand muscle memory, to then learn how to hear music in a way that worked with me, because I don't speak the common language of music. I don't know theory.
Right, okay.
You know, like, I've learned my own way to speak music, and listen to my gut, and I write with my intuition. And the money that's probably being cut around grassroots venues is a political thing, right? And those people probably haven't experienced the need for those who need those places. You know, so I think, like, picture the dystopian future, right?
I'd love to, yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Let's take away a bunch of grassroots venues, and we're left with, like, more stadiums and more, like, 10k cap places and things like that. What would it bring back? It would bring back fire pits, local outdoor shows, probably rise and sofa sounds, that kind of thing, like inviting mates over to like listen to your gigs in your bedroom again, and it would find a way to rise its ugly head. Beautiful head, actually. I don't think you can cut it off. Even if you had loads of money, you couldn't keep it quiet. It would find a way to survive.
And in some other ways, other parts of the industry are now helping it. So it's good to see. But
and what parts are they?
Well, in terms of like you're getting levies, you're seeing, supporting, going back to grassroots venues and that kind of thing. What you might consider as the bigger, higher parts of the industry, if you could call it that. But it's good to just hear from your perspective, being out on tour recently and having played in all the Colchester places you saw.
Yeah.
And I think you really articulated it well in the sense of, if we don't have it, like, it will still exist, but what we've got now is really good to get people out there as a community in the scene and sort of vibing with each other.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm still yet to meet some amazing promoters around these scenes. I will shout out to my sister because she's amazing. She's the Big C Promotions and putting on great gigs in Colchester, and we finished the tour in Colchester, which was really cool to bring it back home and see loads of like familiar faces. But I just felt like on tour that you could see that the promoters had been doing this for years. Maybe they got a bit tired and lost their excitement around things potentially. But also, like, I'm a new artist coming to these cities and people don't know my name there, so I'm a little fishy just trying to find my way to swim upstream. Like we didn't sell out anywhere. That's still a dream to do a sold out tour maybe one day, but we were connecting to small groups of people that were really into it. And I think there was one show we did in Manchester where there was like a disco funk band on before us, and I was just like, they should be on after us. I don't know why they're going on, because everyone's pumped up and they want to chat and they want to go dancing, and then I'm coming on with all my psychology interests and neuroscience chats, and everyone's just like,
okay,
see ya. So like, for example, there we lost like half the crowd, but I didn't give a shit. Like, I was on cloud nine and having such a great time, and that felt like a breakthrough for me in that moment, because like the sound wasn't amazing, but I didn't give a shit. Like, half the room left and I still didn't care. But what I felt in that moment, I was just like, okay, so the people who are here now are the people that need to be here now. That was my mindset on it. It wasn't like, oh no, loads of people have left the room. How do I get them back? I'm just like, no, I'm going to focus on the people who are right here, right now, and are locked in and really listening. And I think coming back to the confidence thing, how confidence fluctuates, that would definitely be a thing that fluctuates, and I probably won't always be able to have that mindset, but a part of my body and my muscle memory will now remember that that's in my toolbox. And if I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts in a moment or whatever, I'll be like, oh yeah, I can just flip on that like perspective and not be all sad about it.
We don't want that. It's great advice though for artists that are at any point when even if they're literally just starting out, first release, EP launch party, we're going for that straight away, like the very first one. It's all vulnerable, it's very scary. You've been through that moment. I think that's very key to remember. I guess finally, for all of that, it's been so fascinating to delve through all of those different parts of your journey, and talking about the grassroots particularly there. How do you feel that now where you are at as Gabriela Eva of the world that is before me right now, how do you feel in this chapter, the way you're approaching your music and how you view yourself as an artist now? Does it feel like the best it's ever been yet?
In my body, yes. And where I'm at, 100%. Like, the new music I'm working on, I think is the best stuff I've ever worked on, and I can't wait to start releasing that. I'm feeling really grounded and excited to slay with my sister by my side. She's given me like a new lease of life around everything, and brought a lot of enjoyment back into this for me, which is really cool. Because when you're doing it solo dolo and like slugging away on your own a lot, it's a lot of work, and it is very exhausting. So yeah, it's really important to find those people who are right for you and your music.
You need your support system, I think,
100%.
is the biggest thing to say.
Yeah.
And important to remember that. Thank you so much, Gabriela, for being on the podcast.
You're welcome.
Wish you all the best for the rest of 2026.
Thank
and
you.
We'll catch you again soon sometime.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, go on, go for it.
Because I wrote this down on the way here.
Yeah? Is it like parting wisdom?
Yeah, parting wisdom. So instead of waiting for the right time, put time into finding the right people.
Would you like to look down the camera and finish the episode there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I say it again?
Yeah.
Can I remember it? Instead of finding the right time... Oh, shit. Was that wrong? Hang on. You can cut all this out.
That's wrong.
Instead of waiting for the right time, put the time into finding the right people.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for the right time, find the right time to find the right people. That doesn't sound right. Put time. This is why we have the phone. Can I just hold the phone here?
Yeah, do what you want.
Okay. Then we can get out of here. Sorry, everyone. Instead of waiting for the right time, put time into finding the right people.
And on that note, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being here, Gabriela.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.